Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm here to do a pick a card reading with bringing a healing message to anyone who needs a healing message right now. So go ahead and choose one of the groups. This is group number 1, group number 2, group number 3. I'm going to write in the description box where is where in the timeline of this video your reading goes, and you can fast forward to the group that you've picked. I would ask you to choose with your gut, not with your mind. So just choose intuitively, and yeah. Take a moment for that before you choose, and then just fast forward to where your reading starts. Alright, so we'll start with group number 1. I'll just take this away. I pre-shuffled them already. So let's just see what shows up. So group number 1, you have the 9 of Swords, Few of Cups, 3 of Swords, 2 of Cups, the Devil, and mine, 10 of Swords. Wow, you're going through a lot of stuff. Number 1, you definitely need a healing message here. So the way I see it is that you're going through a lot of anxiety right now. You're going through a lot of suppressed thoughts are bothering you, that don't let you sleep, and it's really a very difficult moment for you. Your mental state right now is a little bit precarious, let's put it this way, and it has to do with relationships, it has to do with heartbreak, it has to do with codependency, and it has to do with the way you perceive yourself, the way you perceive the story that's being told, the story that you're telling yourself about yourself in a relationship, and how are you actually how are you showing up in a relationship? What are your expectations in a relationship? How are you how are you representing yourself here? So I think like maybe you're dealing with someone, it may be a third-party situation here with this 3 of Cups, and you're terrified of losing someone through this 3 of Swords and then the 2 of Cups, and this kind of keeps you up at night, and this brings out this jealousy and this whole fear of being backstabbed and stuff. And I think the message here is to pay attention to your emotions here. Is this how I want to show up in here? Why do I show up in this from a place of fear? Why am I so afraid to lose this person? Where would that let me? What would this mean about me? Maybe you're meant to let this go. Maybe you're meant to kind of have this experience in order for you to understand that the way you want to show up in a relationship is through a balance, through showing 100% of yourself with your feelings and trusting your own feelings. And if it feels good, that it means that the relationship is balanced. But if I feel like, if somebody's betraying me, or if somebody is showing me that they don't really care, then maybe it's really time for me to move on and allow this breakup to happen. Remove yourself from that situation, because this is like a codependent relationship. Look at these 2 people here and look at these 2 people here. There's a very big difference between the way they are interacting, the way that they're connecting, right? The devil, like these people, they're two souls that are bound not by trust, not by love, not by self-respect and mutual understanding. They're bound by codependency. They're bound by their bond is of suffering and pain, and they're causing each other suffering and pain. And here they're actually voluntarily get themselves together. They're not bound by any chains here. They're bringing their cups together and in an exchange of love. And their both cups are full. They're not empty. I'm not bringing my empty cup for you to fill it up for me. I'm bringing my full cup and putting it on the table, and I want to exchange. This is a healthy relationship, right? And I have the feeling that you want this for sure, but this is not exactly where you find yourself in. And it's not necessarily about the other person, even though many times it's perceived like that by ourselves. It's mainly about how I'm actually showing up in a relationship. If I give you the power over my emotions that strongly, that you can literally like make me not sleep in the night, it's not you that makes me not sleep in the night, it's me, right? I'm the one who gave you the power over my emotions. Of course, my emotion can tell me, okay, this is good, this is bad, blah, 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 but this doesn't need to say anything about my self-worth and who I am. I'm not putting myself in this situation. I'm bringing my cup full here, and this is who I am, this is my love. And if you can receive it, fine. If not, well, it's okay. It's okay as well. I can still love you from a distant place, you know. It doesn't mean that I need to be angry at you because you rejected me. Maybe you're just not ready. I hope this makes any sense. Anyway, this is going like a little bit of a dark night of the soul and pain, a lot of pain, and fear and racing thoughts that are really, really scary. But this reading ending with a 10 means that your whole trip kind of ends here. Your mental trip, I mean. This had been that you've been through the dark night of the soul here, and this cycle is ending. Like your thought pattern and the way you're internalizing this relationship, it's ending. You've learned your lesson. You allow that side of your ego that's been giving its power away into a codependent relationship, and learn from this action, learn from this experience. So painful as it is, you've like allowed yourself to go through this, and you had to experience this in order to come here, in order to come to an end of this particular pattern that maybe it's been repeating in your life for so many, many times. Well, now it's time to end it, because you know what we think about ourselves, about any of the actions and relationships and experiences that we go through, the conclusions that we make about ourselves also drive how we feel. Because if I'm coming into a relationship and somebody betrays me in a third party situation, say, and I internalize this as there's something wrong with me, then I am missing the point, because this is not really about me. I am who I am. My cup is full. I'm somebody else betraying me says something about them, not something about me. When you learn this lesson, when you learn to feel bad about yourself and somebody else from outside of yourself is doing something wrong, that's when you actually graduate and grow up and leave this behind. Because it's not you, it's them. And you, well, your only thing that you can do is take your power back and learn how to show up in a relationship. Learn how to take responsibility for your own feelings and your own emotions, and to not allow anyone else to change the way you think or feel about yourself, because this is not about you. I hope that makes sense. This is not that sort of message where you're supposed to feel bad about yourself that you've done something wrong. No, the other way around. You've done nothing wrong, and it's not about guilt and it's not about shame. It's about letting guilt and shame go. because whatever had happened to you, it's a lesson that you learn from. You're learning to detach yourself from these shackles that hold you back into this like codependent relationship where I expect you to fill up my cup. And that means that next time you're going to show up in a relationship, you're going to show up with your cup full. And you're going to show up from a place where I know that whatever it is that you do does not say anything about me. You're responsible for who you are. I'm responsible for who I am. I associate myself with you in this partnership, and we're bringing our cups together. But I'm not relying on you to fill up my cup. And if you spill up your cup somehow and do some crazy shit up there, again, it's not about me. That's your responsibility, and you're going to take the repercussions of your own emotions there on you. I'm not going to feel guilty that I didn't give you enough love, or then I didn't show up for you enough. That's why you went off with someone else and there you go. No. That's on you. On me, it's just to take care of myself. That's it. Well, I hope that makes sense. Hang in there. Number 1, this was a pretty tough reading. This feels like it's difficult, but you're pulling through and you're learning. You're learning a lot. Okay, let's go ahead with number 2. Number 2, let's see what we have here for number 2. Ace of Pentacles, the World, Death. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. 10 of Wands. Okay, I should put them here. Make room for all of them. 7 of Wands. And 4 of Cups. Alright, so number 2. You're dealing with something new into your life. You're dealing with a situation that's completely, it's an opportunity of some sort, something that you've been waiting for, hoping for, and it's an opportunity that you can feel its presence in your 3D world, in your life, in your physical reality. It's not just something internal that you internalize. Of course, most opportunities come from your internal ability to open up towards new opportunities, and here it is, it's happening, and it's something that you're learning from it. And you're ending a cycle with this opportunity. A cycle is being ended, or you have the opportunity to end the cycle right now and allow for transformation to happen. And this transformation is very profound, and it has something to do with a long chapter in your life, a way that you showed up in the world, and the way that you showed up in yourself. And I think this particular transformation has to do with like maybe taking a bit too much upon yourself, too much responsibility for things that are maybe not your responsibility. And it's about time to, like, it's also 10, by the way. These are all cards of endings and new beginnings, including the aces. The aces are like new beginnings, right? So an opportunity to change, like to bring a profound change. Opportunity to be grasped though. So you gotta see it for this to happen. And you gotta allow death through. Gotta allow death of that particular cycle that you're letting go of, that's ending, to go. You gotta allow yourself to drop these too many ones in here, because you've carried them for long enough. You've learned the lessons. You've grown enough. You've grown the strength. It's enough. Enough is enough, you know. And you gotta learn how to plant your own seeds and stand up for yourself, stand up for your own beliefs, and create the space that you need to build up your emotional stability, your emotional balance. Maybe you need to sort of like a retreat mode, a retreat phase, in which you give yourself space to be able to see what's really happening inside you. See, there's a cup here that's coming up from the thin air, and this person is not really seeing it because it's just like in this retreat mode. But we need to go into this retreat mode to start observing what's really happening. Maybe this has been here forever, but this person haven't seen it because it was like too busy carrying too many loads that weren't necessarily this person need to carry. And this can show up in so many different ways in the 3D reality, in your life experience. Like sometimes we carry like the responsibility for other people's feelings, other people's emotions, other people's ego, other people's self-esteem, other people's self-worth, and we kind of feel like it's our duty somehow to show up for them. And yeah, and whether we want it or not, we take their burden up to us. And that's it may sound like it's beautiful and that we are kind and helpful, but we're not really, because if we are carrying their burden, and if we don't know how to put like healthy boundaries to be able to just deal with what's mine at this point, because I need to take care of what's mine. I need to feel through what am I really going through and let go of other people's stuff. Allow myself to graduate, allow myself to have this change into the way I show up into the world. If I take too much upon myself in order to protect someone, in order to help someone, then I'm depriving them from their own lesson here. It's like a overprotective mother that's like raising a child and not allow them to make any mistakes or to ever fall. They will never know that they can fall, and then they will never know how to protect themselves. So when you're being overburdened with other people's problems, understand that you're not really helping them. It may look like, but you're not really helping them. Of course, you can still show up support, but you can show up the support from a place where you are like standing your own ground and you have your clear boundaries and you're already like creating this space for you to process your own emotions and build up the emotional stability. Because if you're overburdened, you're not going to be of real help, because you keep solving other people's problem. You keep like bringing them into their own realization of self-esteem and stuff, but if they don't know how to do that for themselves, then they're never really going to learn, and you're gonna just crash because you take too much upon yourself. But I think like this is exactly what's happening. You're learning your lesson here. This is your opportunity to let go of this aspect of yourself and really, really build up your own world here and your own space and your own boundaries. This is beautiful, number 2. I hope this makes sense. I hope this helps you kind of like grasp through the situation that you're going through and sort out your feelings and allow this process to happen. This is needed. This needs to happen, you know. And see the opportunity for what it is, an opportunity to learn. The world is about graduation. It's your opportunity to learn, and it's your opportunity to transform. And this transformation is beautiful, and it's really, really healthy for you. And yeah, you may feel the blues a little bit. You may feel a little bit like apathic, and because yeah, you just like used to carry so much, and maybe it feels a little bit empty at times, and you may feel a little bit depressed, but that's all right. Depression is a defense mechanism. Depression is something that your body and your mind are telling you, take a little bit of time and look inside, because there's something that you need to look at within yourself. And you need to, especially after death, where you allow a part of how you identify yourself to kind of like go. Well, that's almost like a little surgery there, and you need this space to heal, to regroup, to revisit how you show up into the world and how you show up to yourself. Well, again, I hope that helped. Number 2. Let's move on to number 3. Okay, number 3. We have 3 of Wands, the 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups, the Chariot. I keep putting them down there. It's alright. 2 of Swords and Page of Swords. Alright. Well, number 3. You find yourself in a moment that you wait for the things that you set in motion to materialize. You sent the applications if it's about a work thing. You've sent in the messages if it's about communication. You've set your conditions, or you've like communicated what needed to communicate it. You put out there what needed to be put out there in whatever way you knew best, and now you're waiting for the results to show up, and you're waiting for your ships to come through. And at the same time, you're leaving something behind on an emotional level that had been you've had enough of. Not necessarily in a bad way. It could be something that you've just outgrown, like a certain emotional pattern and certain thing, activity that brought you some sort of satisfaction before, but now it's just not needed anymore. And that allows you to kind of tap into your intuition and start like to dream big, because you feel empowered right now to do that, and you have the strength and you have the stability, you have the emotional stability to make these difficult choices and to create the dream, to allow yourself to dream. And yeah, of course there are dangers ahead, and sometimes we feel like our dreams are too big for us to even pursue, but you have the power of the chariot here. You're like focused, you can move forward, your ships are coming in, and you can trust your intuition, you can trust your emotions to guide you towards where is it that you need. In order to know which cups to choose here, you just need to really tune into your emotions. Your emotions can always tell you, okay, this situation is good for me, this situation is not good for me. I feel like ashamed of myself if I do this. I don't know what that shame is. Let's look at it. Feel through. Maybe my shame is just trying to protect me. Or do I feel excited about this situation, but there's also fear? It's a healthy fear, it's the paralyzing fear. How do I deal with this? Let me feel through. Is that fear grounded or ungrounded? Is it like a fear that shows something real, or is the perceived fear because I'm afraid of not? I'm just afraid to put myself out there. What is it that's really hiding in this? Some things sometimes sound a little bit too good to be true. Let's feel that through. Am I self-sabotaging myself, or is it like a grounded, my gut telling me that there's something wrong out there, that something just wasn't right? So just feel through, and you have the ability, because you've learned to leave behind illusion and delusion. Use your intuition, go through, and move forward with it. Definitely move forward with it. You have the mental clarity, you have the balance, so you have the black and white sphinx here. That means that you've mastered both your shadow self and your awareness, and they're coming together, and they're like balanced, you know. You're moving forward here, and this is like eyes on the prize, focused, moving energy. And that's taking you to more decisions, communication, diplomacy, some sort of confusion that has to do with your emotions again, and with your intuition, and but that's all right. I mean, like it's perfectly fine to feel this and to be in this place, and maybe that's also something that you need. Maybe you don't have all the information right now, because something needs to be like cleared out and communicated. Like this Page of Swords, it's you see there's like the wind coming through, blowing off these clouds of confusion. So this lady here who's like blindfolded and just waiting, well, she's waiting for a good reason, because she needs this confusion to go away. This, though it's a beautiful energy, it does show mental confusion. So trust your intuition. See, the waters behind here are calm, so the confusion is from the mind. Again, you have the moon here, the moon. Trust your intuition. Whenever your thoughts bring you back to, I don't know if my choice is right, I don't know where I'm going, what am I doing here? No, it's okay, go with it. Actually, no, just go with your mind. It's not the mind that you need to trust here, it's your emotions and it's your intuition. And once you understand that, the confusion clears away. Your mind is holding you back. Your emotions and your intuition right now knows better than you. And tuning into that will blow off the confusion. And you're going to be able to see things clearly and move forward. And communication. A page of swords is a lot about communication. Pages in general about messages and communication, but page of swords is about clear communication, grounded communication, messages going through and coming through, a flowing communication, communication that's needed in order to grow to the next levels. Beautiful. Well, I hope that helped. Number 3. Thank you all for joining me here for this pick a card reading. If you benefited from this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.